Hello everyone, and welcome back to Honkai Impact 3rd. We are back in the Elysian Realm, and so it says my chapter progress for chapter 1 is only at 57%, presumably because there's still a butt ton of side missions that I haven't done. But, I don't seem to be able to do any of them. Unless they're just not showing up here. Kevin, do you got anything new to say?
火を追う側、想像してたのと全然違うわ。
何がだ？
現時点であなたはむしろ正常な方だと思えてきた。
Oh, I do think this is new.
かつては一つの組織だったんでしょ？あの仮面をかぶった男のこと。
Or not.
彼を制御する方法なんて
I
本当にあった。
did not remember May calling Kevin the normal one, but I think
彼
I
の手
remember
術の
this
副作用
part.
はどんどん悪化する。
Yeah.
融合選手の中でも特殊だと。
特殊ではない。それは特別な状況下においての。
Huh. So, I don't know if I made a mistake and now I can just never access some of this stuff. But, we have new stuff available in the Remembrance vessels as well, so... Ooh! Alright, well, let's start here.
これはあなたのものなんでしょ？
May reached out her hand and revealed a shimmering cufflink.
ケビン、ここは認知の空間よ。あなたとこれのつながりは隠せないわ。
どこでそれを？
他のものを手に入れた時と同じよ。そろそろ腕が疲れてきたわ。これはあなたに返すわね。
君が持ってるといい。
本気？これがここに現れたということは、あなたにとって記憶に残しておきたいほど大事なもののはずよ。これはカフスボタンみたいだけど、誰かからの贈り物かしら？それとももともと特別なもの？
確かに僕は隠し事などしないと言ったが、そこにプライベートは含まれていないはずだ。このことに時間を費やしたくない。そういったことは本物の僕に聞くべきだ。彼なら興味を持つかもしれない。
それはないわ、ケビン。私から見て彼は氷みたいな人よ。執念や沈黙が彼の骨には刻まれてるみたい。
Yeah.
今彼の記憶体を作り直したとしたら、このカフスボタンがこの空間に現れるかどうかさえ怪しいわ。
なら彼は僕と何の違いもないはずだ。
どうしてあなたは自分の話をしようとしないの？あなたに一体何があったの？
Oh geez, I need more remembrance vessels very badly. Oh boy. A metamorphosis. Look who we have here. Kevin, I assume this is your first visit. The girl put down a test tube and turned to face the uninvited guest. Tell me, busybody, what brings you here today? The frigid air drew closer. The man took 2 steps forward without answering, as usual. Hey, that's close enough. Stand there and don't come any closer. These sophisticated instruments can't withstand your body temperature. Just talk to me from there. I read the accident report, Mobius. I'm like the cover girl of accident reports. Be specific. Serpent. You've been hiding things. About Mantis. And if I guess correctly, that day May asked me to leave you two alone in the interrogation room was to discuss such matters. Wow, I didn't know you were interested in these matters. The girl narrowed her eyes and eyed the man before her like she would a research specimen. You're already the pinnacle of the human life form, Kevin. How can you be hungry for more power? And since you've guessed correctly, why don't you go see May directly? Don't you consider her some kind of omniscient being? I don't want to burden May with more troubles. Though I wasn't there, judging by Hua and Sue's reaction in the report, I think it'd be best for May to step back from this indefinitely. Even the mention of her name smartens you up. But is this really necessary for you? It might come in handy one day. Better safe than sorry. Fine. If this is what you want, then come with me. To be honest, I'm quite curious about whether the strongest human can be made even stronger. Almost forgot, the locker on your left contains an insulated hazmat suit. Don't enter unless you're wearing one your size. The preparations were almost complete. The girl studied the man lying on the operating table and frowned. Say, Kevin, does this remind you of the first time you became a mantis? I remember I was watching you by the operating table just like now. Oh, May was there as well. She was even more nervous than you. I don't recall the past. Well, of course you don't. You've been living in the past, so there's no point in recalling it. Fine, fine. Let us begin, Kevin. This may take a long time. A pity that anesthetic hardly works on you anymore. You must bear the pain using sheer willpower. But I promise it'll be worth it. After enduring all the pain and suffering, I assure you that, like me, you'll feel reborn.
ただの偶然かもしれないけど、この古の楽園の中でケビン・カスラナという名前を一度も耳にしたことがないわ。
Yeah, isn't it like last names weren't really a thing in the previous era? And he only picked up the name Kazlana in the current era? Or is that something I made up and convinced myself was canon? I guess I'm probably about to find out.
何を言っているのかわからない。
あなたの名前よ、ケビン。ここに来るまでずっとそうだと思ってた。だけど今考えると真相はそうじゃないみたいね。
僕は知らない。僕の名前を呼ぶ後継者に今まで出会ったことがなかった。それに、
Well, yeah, she's the
そ
only
れが
one
君
who'd
の
care.
旅にとって何の意味があるか、僕にはわからない。
あなたが何か隠し事をしてなかったら、その一人。そう、友人がいるの。あなたと同じ名字を持ってるから、何かつながりがあるんじゃないかと思って。
名字。
Yep,
その
there
言
it
葉に
is.
何の意味があるか、僕にはわからない。もしそれが君の言うカスラナであれば、それはあの時代で存在したことがない。
名字はケビンと同じ一つの記号よ。でも名前よりも血縁や家族の概念を強調する。そしてカスラナはそういう特別な一族というより唯一無二の血筋を意味するわ。あなたと彼女は同じ名字を持ってるから、その私の中である推測が生まれたの。ケビン、あなたは自分自身の子孫をどう思う？もし彼女に会う機会があったら、あなたは彼女にどんな言葉をかけるの？
僕に子孫がいるはずない。ライデン・メイ。だがその質問の答えだけを知りたいのなら、自分の血筋を気にする必要はない。僕の罪と責任は僕一人で背負う。僕が伝えることはそれだけだ。
やっぱり何でも一人で背負おうとするそういう厄介な性格もカスラナの血なのね。
Real and true. No matter the era, Kazlanas are the same. Counterattack. Is anyone still standing? The man walking fast in the passage had to doubt that. He had covered quite a distance, but everyone he saw was in a deep slumber. Lying on the ground in varying positions, they were all murmuring dream words that cannot be comprehended. Ah, that's why I always say you're now the least romantic man on earth, Kevin. roaming through one dream after another. How wonderful and romantic. At a future date, one of his partners commented such on this experience. But he himself never viewed the situation in a romantic light, or in such a romantic light. Those who had fallen were drowned in an everlasting false stream that led them to death, and those who were sober fell victim to another endless nightmare. He fastened his steps. His heart had always remained strong and resolute, but not at this moment. May. He shouldn't have been so worried, as she was guarded by his most trusted comrade. But the enemy they were faced with can never be hurt by any blade. "Hi, Kevin?" A familiar voice dragged him back to reality. At the end of the corridor, the pink-haired girl was leaning against the wall. "You're finally back." "Elysia, why are you here? How's May?" "Relax, she's safe in the lab, but I can't say the same for Sakura." "Did she fall for the 8th Hersher's trick?" "Yeah, fortunately she only fell asleep. Good thing I arrived on time, or what?" "Anyway, I've taken care of things on this side. Sakura and May are both fine. But Kevin, how are things looking on your side? I've always felt you're the one who'd be most likely trapped in dreams." He fell silent. He thought the same about himself. That's why he returned in a hurry after such a short departure. He had obtained the discipline to resist the corruption and put on shackles that could free him of the nightmares. He had become different. "Maybe, Elysia. But the 8th Hersher's mental tricks won't work on me anymore. Time to strike back." "Ah, Kevin, you know what? That's the most unbearable thing about you. You don't have to carry everything on your shoulders, really. Even if you don't trust Mobius, you can at least try to put a bit more faith in your old pal. Sue? The counterattack has started long ago." Oh ho ho.
あなたって本当に自分から挨拶する習慣がないみたいね。後継者を手助けすると言ってたけれど、黙っているのがあなたのやり方なのかしら？
ライデン・メイ。軽率な発言は人を岐路に向かわせるだけだ。
何でもかんでも話すことが助けになるかどうかは私にもわからないけど、でもあなたの今の態度は妨害しているようなもの。それだけは間違いないわ。
True.
一体何を聞きたい？
いくつかあるの。あなた以外に答えを出せる人はいないかもしれない。例えば私たちが遭遇した崩壊、あれは一体何なの？全文明はあらゆる面で私がいる時代よりもはるかに進んでいた。この点に関しては同じ認識のはずよ。私が思うにその答えはあなたたちが残したさまざまな科学技術以上に価値があるわ。
僕たちが答えを知っていれば、メイはきっと確実に勝利できる手段を作り出せただろう。
確かにそれは事実なんでしょうね。ヨルムンガンドにしても現実世界に存在するあなたにしても、成婚計画に対して揺るぎない自信を持ってる。でもそれが疑問でもあるわ。あなたたちの自信は一体どこから湧いてくるの？
その点に関しては何も隠していない。後の時代は別として、今君の目の前にいる僕は全てを知っているわけではない。それ以前に僕たちが束縛を打ち破っていれば、この古の楽園も存在意義がなくなっていただろう。
I need to get more of these. In the past, the two of them stood side by side on the silent street. 3 days ago, it was still the most bustling shopping area in the region. Day and night, thousands of people would linger here enjoying the urban vibe and shopping to their heart's content. But now it was too quiet that even the wind seemed noisy. The man's fist landed on a sideboard and left a deep dent. Don't do this, Kevin. Elysia, they're dead. Look around. These people died and even their bodies are gone. This is All my fault. Kevin, you misunderstood. I just wanted to remind you you'd have to pay for the damage. And don't say that. It's as much your fault as mine. No one could have known the sixth Hersher still had human emotions. But these people, what did they do to deserve this? They never knew their lives would end this way. Because of what I did. It was my hesitation that killed them. Me. But it was also you who killed the Hersher and ended it. No, I'm getting it mixed up. Alright, so this is Kevin, this is Alicia, this is Kevin, this is Alicia. Alright. Kevin, it's alright. It would have ended the same way if I was put in your shoes. I would have had the same doubt and hesitated. I would have made the same choice. It changes nothing. Kevin, the loss of these lives is a responsibility shared by you, me, and the others. I don't want you to forget it. On the contrary, I want you to remember it. Remember this moment, along with your hesitation and weakness. That's you, Kevin. If one day you'd sacrifice the minority for the majority, or the other way around, you won't be the Kevin I've always known. Sacrifice is sacrifice. Something we need to carry on our shoulders, but no more. So, Kevin, I hope we can remember this day forever. The weakness, the nameless location, it's the only thing that can remind us of what we're fighting for. Alicia, if you're to choose, would you choose the majority or the minority? Me? Alicia smiled and walked ahead of Kevin, leaving him only her back. Kevin, you should know there's a difference between minority and minority. In everyone's heart, there has to be a minority that's more important than the majority, or even all of it. So, my answer is probably the same as the one you'd give me right now. She turned around to face Kevin and lifted his hand to put it against her forehead. If one day you can simply pull the trigger like this to save the majority, what would you do? Oof. Alright, I need a lot more of these, so I'm actually recording ahead a little bit, so I guess I'm gonna take some time to farm some of them? Alright, I'll see you later. Okay, we're back. I did some farming, and also we unlocked some more of this. So let's do some of these first.
全文明起源にもこういった武器があるの？それともこれも伝承の一部なのかしら？監獄氷点のことか？あなたの腰にある2本の刀のことよ。私の故郷では。
Oh.
それは歴史のある。先にどうぞ。小さい頃、よくお父様と共に稽古を。
The Japanese swordswomen are communicating.
ええ、大体の状況は察したわ。監獄氷点。いい名前ね。もう一本は？少し見覚えがあって、昔聞いたある伝説とよく似てるわ。その刃を見てもいいかしら？確認したいことがあるの。すまぬ。これは簡単に抜けるものではないのじゃ。わらわにとってこれは戒律の一部じゃからな。
Fair enough, fair enough.
来訪者、君はもうメビウスに会ったんだね。
彼女は私に興味があるみたい。迷惑でしかないけど。
彼女は手術台に上がりうる対象全員に興味があるのさ。
そういう機会を与えはしないわ。
それも僕が望んでいることだよ。
どうやらあなたたちの関係はあまり良くないみたいね。でもあなたに対する彼女の評価はかなり高かったわ。
It's so funny that Sue and Mobius don't like each other. because they were the first two flame chasers to really get my attention.
メビウスから高い評価をもらうこと自体十分危険なことだけどね。
Alright, and what do we got over here?
戦後、またケビンと喧嘩したの？何を考えてるかわかるわ。でも少しは休みなさいよ。とにかく認めざるを得ないのよ。私たち。
それはお前だ、エリシア。俺の戦いがいつ終わるかは俺が決める。
まあまあ戦後、そう意固地になる必要はないわ。体に悪いわよ。
エリシア、お前とお前の結末について話してやりたいぜ。真相を知った後、お前は同じことを言えるのか見てみたい。
戦後、私が何も知らないと本気で思ってるんじゃないでしょうね。というより、さくら以外ここにいる人たちの中に自分の結末を知らない人なんていないでしょ。でもほら、私は笑ってる。そういう。
Oops. Alright. Oh, no, I'll do that later. Remembrance vessels, right. Alright. And that's as far as we can take Kevin's for now. On to Elysia.
はーい、メイ。待ってたわよ。ずっと聞きたかったことがあるの。あなたの使っている武器ってどんな由来があるの？なんだかすごそうだけど。そんなことないわ。私の故郷では刀と呼ばれるものよ。ごく普通の武器ね。確かさくらが使っている武器も同じタイプだったと思うけど。
Hey, we were just talking about that.
もちろんそれは知ってるわよ。私が言いたいのは、あなたみたいな万能で可愛い女の子なら神の鍵を武器にするべきでしょ。私に合う神の鍵は知っている限りだとほとんどないわ。それに武器は戦闘で一番重要な部分ってわけではないもの。それはあなたも同じでしょ。それとも私との戦いでは本当の自分の武器を使わなかったの？本当の武器？それって私の美貌と魅力のことかしら。それには理由があるのよ。メイの言う通り、私に合う神の鍵も少ないの。いえ、ないと言った方が正確ね。しかもそのほとんどを使ったことがあるから、初めて見るものに対して興味津々になっちゃうの。初めて見る？あなたが見たことのない神の鍵なんて存在するの？もちろんよ。神の鍵は同時に作られたわけではないし、私たちの時代が終わるまで登場しなかったものもあるはずよ。多分そうだ。
Oops.
そうい
I
え
keep
ば、あなた
cutting
に合
people
う
off.
神の鍵だけど、私の美的感覚からしてまだ一つだけ選択肢があるわよ。
From the beginning. Taking back my badge? Why? Asked the woman addressed as Doctor. She was standing before a restraint chair with her long, light green hair casually tied at the back. In the restraint chair was a moth soldier. He looked pale and not well. Many patients like this one were admitted here recently. Doctor was about to find their common traits, and it displeased her to be interrupted by such a trivial matter. Besides, do you have to wear a gas mask? Which division are you from? You a rookie? Behind her, the uninvited staff member was fully protected without an inch of skin exposed. It looked funny, but anyone who had paid a visit here knew stepping into the lab alone took courage. There's been a change to the badge policy and all numbered badges need to be recycled. From now on, the badges won't carry any numbers. As for the mask, safety goes first, Doctor. Doctor sized up the stranger but couldn't tell anything wrong. Fine. She didn't ask more questions. She walked to her desk and searched through one drawer after another for the badge. After 19 disciplinary notices, she finally got to the badge with the number 1 on the back and handed it over. Thanks for your cooperation, Dr. Mobius. The new badge will arrive within a week. Wait. Before the staff member turned around, Doctor stopped her. Don't take me for a fool. I'm not sure what you mean. I know you all try to keep things from me. You come up with all the excuses in the world to keep me in the lab, but I don't have to necessarily see something to know it. The second Honkai eruption. How is it now? Oh, so you meant to ask about this. Things are not looking good, but it's only temporary. Huh? As far as I know, an adorable and powerful girl has just joined the Moths as a fighter, and I believe she'll be the key to solving the crisis. Where is she now? I have to think about this. She is applying for her own badge right now. Yes, a unique badge. After all, she has to dress up for her debut mission. Don't worry, she'll be at the front line in no time, I promise. I see.
いつの間にかメイはずっと私のそばにいるようになったわね。どう？ここが気に入った？それとも他のものが気に入ったのかしら？分かってるはずよね。誰かさんが意図的に何かを隠していなければ、私はとっくにここから出ることができていたわ。え？何かしら？最初の言葉しか聞き取れなかったわ。まあそれを返事ってことにしておくわね。もうそんな顔しないで。ちょっとした仕草や表情を教えてあげましょうか。もっと人気者になるための実用
Elysia,
的なコツよ。
please.
例えば言葉の語尾に可愛らしく「よ」をつけるとか。よ。違う違う。よじゃないわ。よ。まあ無理もないわよね。私だって未熟だった頃があるもの。あどけなくてシャイな少女時代っていつになっても苦い思い出よね。
Yeah, now instead of being green, you're pink. But tsh.
あなたにもそんな時があったの？ええ、そうね。髪を短くして小さな女の子みたいな格好をしていた時期もあったわね。でもその時からみんなに好かれていたわ。そう言われるとなかったかもね。仕方ないわ。私ってこんなに好かれているんだもの。けどあなたのおかげで気づいたことがあるわ。私がここで手に入れた情報の中にあなたの過去に関するものがないってことに。エリシア、あなたはどうやって火を追うがに入ったの？その前は何をしていたの？もう急にそんな大胆な質問してくるなんて私まで顔が赤くなっちゃうわ。メイがもう一歩踏み込もうと焦る気持ちはわかるけど、乙女の心はとてもデリケートでか弱いの。焦らずに大切に扱わなきゃダメよ。つまり私の質問には答える気がないってこと？私がそんな人に見える？
Yes. Very much so.
見えるわ。大正解。私がメイの頼みを断るわけないでしょ。ただ一朝一夕ではできないこともあるの。時間をかけてお互いのことをしていきましょうね。
Elysia. Elysia? Miss Pink Spy. Dr. Mobius wants a self-portrayal of me as a gift? And now? But isn't she in a seminar? Beats me. It's Mobius after all. Only a handful can understand her wild ideas, right? But... Fine, I'll go now. After a moment of hesitation, Klein dropped the report and left the lab. Mobius had thrown no small number of such strange requests at her, and she had gotten used to it. only this time... I'm sure sweet Mobius will love this present. Left alone in the lab, the girl walked to Mobius's lab workstation. After all, it's a lie with a good will to bring them closer together. Alright, now is the time to satisfy my burning curiosity. Alicia tapped at the bench with her fingers and looked to the password box on the screen. Let me guess, sweet Mobius, what your password is. I'll try Alicia first. Wrong? That broke my heart. Alright, maybe Mobius. Wrong again? No way. What about Klein? Still no? It can't be May, can it? Great, it's not. She pursed her lips and sent herself rotating in Mobius's chair. She then noticed the eccentric colored painting on the ceiling, clearly a personal preference of the lab owner. The generous cyan color reminded her of roaring waves on a violent sea, and the large and small black dots were fish roaming within. Her eyes moved to the walls, where all sorts of plant and animal samples were hung. Some she had seen, and some she had not. Something seemed to come to her mind. A rough idea was formed in her head. From the sea to the land, and from cells to life. Mobius. She knew what the password was. Password confirmed. I'm so smart. Her voice was filled with joy. I love everyone, and of course we know how each other thinks. Let me see. Search record. Ooh, found it. Her big eyes reflected the large paragraphs on the screen. She touched her chin and her smile became mysterious. Sweet Mobius, of course you're investigating me. Enthusiastic to everyone, purpose unknown, caution required. Huh? How can you say this? I'm always sincere. Lost to Kevin, but from her later performances, she seems to be holding herself back. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm no match for Kevin, really, at least for now. Adjusts her leg ring position based on the day of the week. Whoa, I'm so glad she noticed this. Changes her hairstyle slightly every day, possibly based on her mood. You got it wrong. It actually changes according to the weather of the day. I'll put a note here. Alicia, don't leave a note. Talks in a seductive way. Can be taken for reference. Maybe this is why more people are willing to take her experiments recently? Should I ask you for tuition fees? Never mind. You're my bestie after all. Claimed to have taken the metamorph surgery after Kevin and before me. I have memories to support this, but no relevant details can be found in the records. Suspicion remains. What's this? Looks different from any other file. Whoa, it's really something. Before she could turn to the second page, she was interrupted by a familiar cough sound. She looked to the door wearing her iconic naughty smile. Hi, sweet Mobius. You're back. I happen to have a question for you about something called Project Stigma. Ooh, and that's as far as it goes. For Alicia. Alright, next up we got Eden.
エデン、やっぱり少し気になるわ。どうしてこの黄金の庭をメビウスに渡したの？
ああ、メビウス博士。確かに彼女は一部のことに対して少し過激な姿を見せるけど、友よ、誤解しないで。メビウス博士は他の12人の英傑と同じ。人類のために戦う融合戦士なの。彼女はただ本当の考えを口に出すことが苦手で、エリみたいに誰かと慣れ親しむことも好きじゃないだけよ。
当時のあなたは彼女が黄金の庭を何に使うか知ってたの？
もちろん。でも知ることは理解することとは別よ。メビウス博士。彼女の視界と考えはいつもみんなより先を見つめてる。きっとあの時の彼女は すでに私たちが失敗する結末を読んでたんだと思うわ。そしてあの時の私もただの勘かもしれないけど、自分の運命を多かれ少なかれ意識したと思う。だから私はこの庭をメビウス博士に、というより彼女が口にした未来に託したのよ。私の時代はいつか塵のように消えてなくなるかもしれない。でもこの黄金の庭は永遠にここにある。真相を探しに来た次の時代の人類を待ってるわ。つまりあなたみたいな人をね、メイさん。
Alright. Bounties of gold. I'd like to give the golden courtyard to you, Mobius. Surprised, the green-haired woman stopped working with her scalpel. She slowly raised her head to glance at her graceful guest standing in the lab doorway. Are you drunk again? Eden half smiled. No. Oh. She bowed her head and stared at the scalpel in her hand as if it was an alien construct. Elysia sent you to pull a prank on me? Mobius? Fine, I'm sorry. She finally put down the scalpel and shifted her gaze back to the woman by the door. What's wrong, Eden? How did this idea occur to you? No, Mobius, it didn't just occur to me, Eden replied. I've been thinking about it since the Hersher of Corruption incident. Oh, you mean that time? Humanity's losses are immeasurable, and the cost of victory is escalating. I believe anyone aware of the situation will not see it as a victory. You're a scientist, Mobius. You must have foreseen this ahead of me, that victory may no longer exist in this era. I assume this is why you insisted on keeping the memories of the Flame Chasers, Eden added. What are you talking about, Eden? Wasn't that Alicia's idea? She did not answer. She only smiled at the girl by the operating table. Fine. You're right, Eden. I knew long ago that this era could not prevail. Even if there was a possibility, this era is already too broken to qualify as an era. Would you claim a single-armed body to be a human? Eden leaned against the doorframe. She knew what the girl meant, but she never liked her analogies. This is why I want to gift the Golden Courtyard to you, Mobius. She restated her purpose in coming. Why me? Eden showed a gentle smile. Because I know you need her, my friend. Your researchers and plans cannot continue without the Golden Courtyard. Not researchers, researches. I feel uneasy about gifting it to the reckless boys. As for Dr. May, you know her health condition. As for Elysia, this is not a job for her. I only hope that the Golden Courtyard survives the collapse of this era. It's safe in the hands of someone who can give full play to its value. Mobius listened quietly. She felt the woman before her was not her usual self. It felt as if she had decided something and realized something. I know not what you mean. What I want to know is, why not yourself, Eden? I know what you mean. Where did I get not from? I know what you mean. What I want to know is, why not yourself, Eden? Why are you giving the Golden Courtyard to me now? Eden only softened her gaze. Her gaze seemed to tell her dear comrade that she knew the reason all along. Fine, Mobius said at last. I accept your offer, Eden. Thank you, Mobius. I hope it will serve you well. No, thank you, Eden. Eden nodded with a smile before leaving. Mobius might have known the reason all along. She had known it from the moment she operated on Eden. Eden kept her eyes elegantly closed and her fingers tapped to the rhythm of the music that played nearby. The voice on the recording was silky smooth, and the applause was thunderous.
綺麗な歌声ね。
ありがとう。そう言ってくれて嬉しいわ。
当時の人々はレコードを使ってたのね。
あ、いいえ。これは私個人の好みよ。デジタルの単調な0と1に比べて、やっぱり こういうレコードの歌声が好きなの。一つ一つの溝を通して時間を永遠に刻む。それがあるから私は自分の歌声がどうやって空気を時間を震わせたかがわかる。今でもこの震えに、人々が与えてくれた歓声に私は触れることができるの。
とてもロマンティックな話ね。
Yeah.
気に入ってくれたならこのレコードをメイさんにあげるわ。
え？
このレコードは私の代わりに過去の日々を覚えてくれた。メイさん、
そうするわ。
I keep cutting
ありが
people
とう
off.
友よ。この時間がずっとあなたの心に残り続けることを願ってるわ。
Oh, that's as far as that? Oh, no, it's not. Huh. That's weird. The art of science. It's really amazing. Eden expressed her sincere appreciation for the massive train. If I remember correctly, this should be the first divine key to have absolutely nothing to do with the moths, right? Uh-huh, that's right. There's no rule that divine keys have to be a sword or a gun, you know? I have a hunch. This second divine key you've made will be recreated one day by just the right person, and for something we can't even imagine yet. Vilvi realized her biggest shareholder was in a good mood today. It was unclear whether she had some kind of artistic resonance with her invention or if she was simply a bit tipsy. Then why don't I take this opportunity to show you some other surprises, Miss Eden? Eden nodded slightly, signaling for her to go on. First of all, let me reiterate what I believe in, giving customers what they want, but in a way they can't imagine. For example, look here. I've finished the wine corkscrew I mentioned the last time we spoke, but I didn't want it to be just a boring old corkscrew, so I turned it into a powerful vacuum cleaner, just for you. That way, you can just suck the cork out. Eden was still listening. Maybe she's completely drunk. Also, I have always believed that an invention with only one function is bad design. Oh? What should I think about that? If that's the case... Vilvi walked to Eden and stretched out her hand. Also, allow me to use the 9th key for a live demonstration. Eden handed over the 9th divine key to its maker, her curiosity piqued. Please keep your eyes open, dear audience. Today you are fortunate enough to witness the unknown side of the 9th divine key, transcending it beyond a weapon, its original, most authentic form. The divine key flipped and transformed in her fingers. Vilvi then held it high above her head. Now, just flip the switch and... boom! A quiet sound emanates. A beautiful, tiny flower blooms. Wonder why that one unlocked at that point. Eden stood there as usual. The sunset was reflected in her calm eyes. She seemed immersed in the past and unaware of her guest.
あら、メイさん？ごめんなさい。長いこと待たせてたかしら。
いいえ、邪魔をしたくなかっただけよ。
平気よ。何かをしているわけじゃないわ。というより、私にとってしなければいけないことはもう何もないもの。
でも、気のせいかもしれないけど、いつ会ってもエデンはステージに上がる直前のようなオーラがあるわ。そういう何か気迫めいたものを感じるの。
それは私の習慣のせいかもしれないわね。メイさんだって同じよ。今のあなただっていつでも戦える心構えでいる。そうでしょ。
崩壊と戦うためにそれは必要なことだと思うから。むしろエデンが見せた穏やかさに少し違和感を覚えるわ。
私は一人の戦士に見えない。そう言いたかったのね。
あ、そういう意味ではなく、ただ エデンの戦う姿を想像できなくて。
ええ、その疑問は理解できるわ、メイさん。だって融合戦士になったばかりの頃は私自身もその答えを知らなかったから。私と融合した崩壊獣は強かったけど、私はケビンやエリたちみたいに豊富な作戦経験がなかった。戦場は戦士たちの舞台と言うけれど、あの頃の私にとって、あの手術はもったいないと私自身も思ったわ。楽曲に肝心な和音がないみたいに何かが足りないのはわかる。だけどそれが何なのかはわからなかった。
バルキリーになったばかりの頃の自分を思い出してしまったわ。
けどすぐに私はある任務でその答えを見つけたの。
そうだったのね。
ええ、新しく開発された神の鍵吹きに関する実践テストの任務でね。ある戦士がその運用を担当して、私は同行者だった。テストで得られたデータは研究員たちの予想をはるかに上回るものだったわ。けどその場にいた私はどうしてか違和感を覚えた。
違和感？
ええ、楽曲の中で不協和音を見つけた時みたいに。その神の鍵にも何か不協和音のような部分があって、そのせいで威力を発揮できていなかった。そして私はもしかしたらその本来の輝きを取り戻せるかもしれないと思った。だからその後、その神の鍵を使ってもう一度テストができるよう私は組織に申請を出したわ。
結果はどうだったの？
私の直感は間違っていないと結果が証明してくれたわ。相性がいいからか、それとも私の中の崩壊獣因子と何らかの共鳴があったからか。私の手にあった神の鍵の威力は前のテストよりもはるかに上回ってた。それからその神の鍵は私の最もよく使う武器。それが第9の神の鍵、正解の会長なの。
Alright. Oh god, I'm starting to run out of these again. Kindling. I know, but why me? I understand, even when we're buried underneath, our fates are still at the mercy of history. What people call experience is also... Sorry about that. I was checking how long I had been recording. What people call experience is also a prophecy in itself. That's why Dr. May thinks I'm the best candidate to implement Project Ember. But I know that isn't the truth. In the wine swirling in Eden's glass floated a white and green blade of buffalo grass. This was her first time trying this uniquely flavored spirit, but a sip was enough to tell her that it was not her thing. And the same could be applied to why she was seated here today. Hua, this Project Ember may seem to be imparting the knowledge of the past, of our era, to the next generation, but in essence, it's opening up a new era. And the era that belongs to me is now. My stage is right here. No matter how bright the future is, it's not where I should be. There's no place for me there. But why, Eden? Why me? If you entrust it to someone else, surely they'll be able to handle it better than me. Oh, wait, that was still Hua talking. No, Hua, you mustn't keep belittling yourself. You are the brightest morning star among us. In terms of potential, none of us is your equal. You're only too young and need more experience. Yet we're always short of time. And as I see it, Project Ember is less of a mission or a duty, but more of a gift from me to you. Eden smiled and raised her glass again. Hua, you're different from me. A life you can call your own has yet to begin. And this Project Ember, if one of us must enter a new era for it, I want to be that person to you. You can be yourself there and live your life as Hua instead of a flame chaser. I hope that in the new era, your life belongs to you and you alone. As soon as Eden finished, the two girls named Nua and Fushi walked into the room. They eyed the soldier who was sitting across from Eden. They are appointed by Dr. May to help with Project Ember. They'll be rekindling the embers for the new era with you. The two girls looked to Eden as she spoke, then looked back to Hua. Fushi did not say a word, but Nua could not hold back any longer. Ahem. Since Dr. May said you're in charge of the project, we'll definitely respect your decisions. It's just that, Eden, the difference between you two is huge. Difference? Where? Eden tilted her head and looked at the gesturing Nua with a puzzled expression. Are you talking about their, sizes? Forget it. It's nothing important. The girl named Nua approached Hua and reached out her hand. Let's work together from now on, Hua. That was uncalled for, Nua. Alright. I think I'm gonna call this episode here. And next time we can start going through some of the rest of these. Wait, hold on. Wait, before I call it, actually... No, there's nothing new here. Alright. Well, I will see you all next time, then.